So this is one of my favorite slides in here about translanguaging. So if you haven't seen it and you're not following Tan Hyun, he's on Twitter. It's a wonderful person to follow if you want to learn more about multilingual students. But one of the things that's really coming on the stage is translanguaging. And it's this idea that you're pulling from multiple parts of your brain at the same time to make connections and to make meaning. And a long time ago, there was this idea that it was like English only. You can only speak in English in class, and that's how you learn the target language. And that's been debunked by all kinds of research. And they've been showing that translanguaging is the best way to make meaning. And so if you go over like what, why, and how we do translanguaging and what that looks like, then you're having multiple processes at one time. And we know when we have multiple processes in our brain at one time, we're lighting up multiple parts of our brain. And that means we're making multiple connections to the new learning, which is what we want, right? We want there to be new learning happening. We want new connections being built in our brain. So we want students to be having the target language, which is probably English in your district, unless you're a bilingual program or dual language program. And then we also want students to be accessing their native language as well, and like bridging those two together and what that looks like to make meaning, to make connections, and to learn content. So we're also talking about what the communication is like. So we might be having students thinking in one language, they're processing, and then our communication is in multiple languages as well. And I think with Read and Write too, this gives us the opportunity to understand a language, because I don't speak 67 languages like our students do. And so this gives us an opportunity to understand what is being spoken. And then also, if you're familiar with the WIDA standards and how we go to discourse, there's words, phrases, and sentences, and then discourse. We can pinpoint just to the level of word to word or phrase to phrase, sentence to sentence, and then we can build the discourse and what that looks like as far as understanding and communication. I also love this because I think we have to continue to push to be asset-based with our multilingual families and students, and seeing it as a wonderful thing that someone speaks 1, 2, 3, 4 other languages besides English. I've heard before in my career, someone may say, oh, well, they don't speak English. And I'm like, yeah, but what else do they speak? And so that's one of the things I love about Read and Write, is that we have an asset-based lens on the language that the student might already speak, or the second or third language they might already know. And we're supporting that while we're also helping them become fluent in English. So we're increasing comprehension, and we're empowering students to participate and understand what's happening, and also to empower them to compete on a high level in English. So that's what we want as well. So we have high expectations, and we also are asset-based.